Hello everybody, and we are back. Now, I know what you're thinking. This isn't the iceberg, and you're technically right, but you're also wrong. I've been sitting here combing over so many stories of murder cases and New World Orders and Nazi conspiracies and all that, and it's a lot. I definitely enjoy it, don't get me wrong. But I was sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, I don't really have an excuse just to have fun with them. And I got to thinking about how I would rank these, and I got to think about how I like tier lists, so I figured this would be a good break. If not so much for you, then for me. So what I've decided to do is, starting with the first tier of the iceberg, I am taking a random 20. How did I decide these 20? Because I wanted to. If I did the entire thing, there are literally hundreds of these, and this could go on forever. So I'm trying to keep it short. Idea for this being, it's mostly fun. Whereas with the actual iceberg videos, I'm trying to be very objective and just give the facts. Here I'm just going to give my opinions and see if I had to throw these on a list to see which ones I liked more than others, where they go. And also, I am at 1,000 subscribers now, which is insane. And it's all thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate it. So hopefully you enjoy this. This doesn't change the upload schedule or anything for the regulars. This is just something I wanted to do for fun, and I figure I'd make a video on. So, as always, thank you for watching. Alright, first up we got Atlantis. This is a picture of the resort, but same thing. I really like Atlantis in Legends, especially because of the history behind it, because there's all these like old world countries that had these theories or ideas of a country named Atlantis out there in the middle of the ocean or a continent, and nothing ever came of it. So yeah, it would naturally lead to speculation of where it came from. That being said, it kind of stops there. Whereas other ones I'm going to mention in a bit, like Antarctica, I think are cooler because, like, there's more to it that you can pull out of it. Atlantis is like, yep, fish people. So I'll throw it B for now. Nostradamus is kind of lame. Like, not so much him as the stuff around it. Because, like I said in the video, he said bad things would happen in England, that a bad thing happened. And there was another detail where he was like, oh, well, something bad's probably going to happen in Rome. And they're like, well, World War II. Like, it's just kind of vague and reaching in a lot of circumstances, and I wasn't too hot for it. So I'm going to put it at D. The Mandela effect, which I've got a picture of Nelson Mandela, and I failed to mention in the video. The reason it's called the Mandela effect is because several people have a very distinct memory of Nelson Mandela's funeral, but he wasn't dead, so yeah, Mandela effect. What I really like about this one is that everyone can like relate to it, because usually everyone has one or two things that they think was one way, but it turns out to be another, and it's Mandela effect, and it's this cool little mind trick your head kind of plays on you, so I like it. It's not as deep or as intrusive as the other ones are, I don't think, but it's definitely cool. I'm going to put it at A. Malaysian Flight 370. This is one of those where conspiracy theories are kind of necessary because no one knows what really happened, so, your guess is as good as mine type thing. However, every theory about it's just kind of, like, sad. I don't know. Like, it's not as interesting as the others, and, again, this is totally subjective. I don't care for it as much as far as theories go because it was probably just a government did something and they don't want to talk about it. So I'd say I'll throw it with Nostradamus at D. New World Order. This one's kind of vague. Normally relates to like Illuminati, the UN coming together or whatever. My problem with it is like everyone kind of knows about it, but it doesn't go that deep. Kind of like the 6-inch deep ocean type thing. And, like, most of the stuff that comes out of it's lame. It's definitely not as cool as some of the, like, individual stories that pop up. I'll give it middle of the line. I'll put it at C. This is the Nibiru Cataclysm. I really don't like End of the World stuff. I think it's super boring. And, like, again, this is totally my opinion. Everyone's like, oh, an asteroid's going to hit. Oh, another one. Oh, there goes another one. It happens over and over, and it doesn't matter, so... yeah, I really don't like this one, so boom, F. Bilderberg Meetings is interesting and 100% true. Like, some of the world's most powerful people in money and exchange who don't let the press come in to hear what they're talking about. Like, yeah, I'm sure everything they talk about is fine. Nothing nefarious at all. I'm going to put this one with Atlantis at B because, like, of course bad stuff's going on. Like, that's obvious. But that doesn't really make for an interesting conspiracy. So, again, this is just stuff I like. Black-eyed kids, I'm also going to throw at B because it's cool and there's stuff that can be done with it. But normally it just comes off as, ooh, aren't children creepy? And, like, sure, but I don't care. Antarctica. All right, so this is the first one I vibe with because in itself it's very broad. But with the stuff I've talked about in the tiers, like the Agartha ideas and stuff like that, and they could sense giants and things such as, I think it's really cool. And it's the basis for a lot of cool interpretations of both old world mythology and like new age science. And it's absolutely what I love about conspiracies because it's this like huge overarching ideas that can come out of it. And it creates these really cool things. I'm going to throw it at S because it's like my favorite on here. And I'm also going to go ahead down here to the Giants, and throw them at S because they go hand in hand. I love these ideas that things that we are relatively used to in the world, like research bases or old world ideas of giant people and stuff like that, being applied in the modern day and explaining natural phenomena. And I think that's really cool. So that's why those two are at S. The basement tapes, again, the conspiracy is like where it's at because we know it's a real thing. There's clips of it that pop up all the time. But like the actual conspiracy itself of, oh, someone's got the tapes, isn't that? It's not all that. Again, I think it's pretty lame. I do think it's interesting that they're out there and not a lot of people know about it. So I won't put it at F, but I'll put it up here with oh boy, Nostradamus. This picture, the next picture is for Operation Northwoods. This is 100% a real confirmed thing, but people just don't believe it, don't look into it, or they don't care in general, which is normally the case. What is interesting is that this is a good thing to sort of educate people with because it's a stepping stone to realizing that just because we assume that things are a certain way don't mean they necessarily are. And because of that, while again, this isn't necessarily a conspiracy theory that much, or at least the official documentation isn't, I'm going to throw it at A because not only do I think it's cool, I think it's an effective tool. Padma McCord is one of the things I love so much about like these conspiracies. It is an isolated case that is so weird and there has to be some explanation, but it seems like no one can find it, and it's odd and it's different and it makes no sense, and I love it, and it's exactly what weird conspiracies should be. So Padma is going to S just because it's so unexplainable, but it's so evident. So yeah, I like it. Elisa Lam's the same way. I'm also going to throw her at S because like if you watch the video and see her sprinting around trying to figure out what's going on and panicking, like it's, you know that something wrong is happening, but there's no idea of what. Just like Padma McCord, it is something that is there, something that is evident and happening, but your guess is as good as mine. Tara Calico, there's not really a conspiracy to it. I think it's a sad case, but that's about all it is. I'm going to put her at C just because the conspiracy itself isn't that interesting as much as it's just like a very horrifying real world true crime event. The Mad Gasser of Mattoon is frustrating because I was so hyped for this thing and there's like zero information on it. They're just like, yeah, dude with a gas mask attacking people in Michigan. Weird, huh? Or Philly or wherever it was. I'm not looking at my notes. This isn't official at all. It is 3 a.m. Whatever town it was in, it was odd. It was strange, and it's frustrating that there's not more about it. For that, I'm going to throw it at B, just because I couldn't find a lot. But I want to know, like, why? Why was he attacking, like, suburb people for no reason? It's so weird. The I-70 killer, I couldn't find anything related to a conspiracy on this more than just, like, a killer that got away, which, I mean, it's not even a conspiracy. It's just a dude who killed people and was never caught. It's not even remotely a conspiracy. Like, get out of here. Max Headroom incident goes to S because that is so cool that all these people had their televisions taken over and this character pop up and start doing weird things on screen, and he's never been found. It makes him like this weird anti-hero just because he got away with it. And it's like a really cool story. Something totally random that happened, and I love it. S tier all the way. The UN? You believe in the UN? Nah, but they're right here with the New World Order because they're basically the same thing. And then finally, Big Pharma. I do 100% believe that greedy people will absolutely kill me and anyone related to me for the name of greed. However, a lot of the theories get really stupid just because of all the working parts. Like, for example, if you were to go to this multi-billionaire CEO and you were to tell him that he had to kill one person to keep his money, of course he'd do it. And that applies to, pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. However, when you get into it practically, there would have to be thousands and thousands of people who knew and didn't say anything. And while that can apply to some situations like government cover-ups and stuff like that, when it comes to like all these doctors and researchers in the lab, I can't believe that every single one of them would be hush-hush. So as a working conspiracy, and because I don't think it's as near as interesting other stuff on here, it's going with more of these like real world true crime stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's my list. I have got the Antarctica and the giants in the S tier, along with the real world phenomena, and I dig that. And serial killer and big rock flying through space in F. So I'm happy with that. Let me know what y'all think of this. I may do this again if y'all are interested, as just a little break from the main thing to help my brain not stay up at night. Really, though, I've enjoyed reading everyone's comments, and this has been fun, so I'm going to keep on going. I don't have anything with me, but thank you to my patrons. You know who you are, and it really does mean a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed this. The next part of the iceberg will be out soon, and as always, thank you for watching.